Hello, I am Karen Viloria-Miguel, owner and founder of Canada Bliss, maker of handmade crochet hats and accessories, and you have reached our crochet tutorial basics. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss upcoming tutorials and handmaker advice on crochet and business. So let's get started. In this upcoming series of Learn to Crochet videos, we're going to start from the very beginning and cover the fundamental stitches and techniques used to start just about any crochet project. So in this video, we're going to cover how to hold your crochet hook, how to hold your yarn, and how to start with a slip knot. We are going to need yarn, and we'll need the applicable gauge for the yarn that you're going to use. So we have the right crochet hook for the yarn that we're going to use. We have a good pair of scissors just in case we need to trim the yarn, and it's optional, but we might need a little bit of Scotch tape. So once you have at least these two things, then we can get started. So first, pick up your crochet hook in the hand that you tend to write or is your most dominant hand. Now if you're ambidextrous, hold your crochet hook in whichever hand is most comfortable. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use my right hand. The first method you can use is similar to how you hold a knife. With this method, the handle rests inside your palm, and your thumb sits on the thumb rest, which is right here. And your index finger can sit behind the shaft or beside it. And this finger can help control the yarn, like so. Here's how this hold would work. The next method you can use is similar to how you hold a pencil. The handle sits beside your index finger or in between your thumb and your index finger in this nook here. And then your middle finger can either support it from here or can support it at the back. In action, it looks like this. See, very much like holding a pencil. Congratulations, you now can choose one of the different ways to hold your crochet hook. In this segment, I'm going to show you how to create a slip knot. Now a slip knot is the start of most all crochet projects, and here is a nice, simple method. I personally don't use a hook when I'm creating a slip knot. Just for your reference, this is the tail end and this will be your working end. So basically pick up your yarn where the tail end will be in the right hand and the working end will be in your left hand. You have about a palm's length in your right hand, and then hold about 3 inches between your right hand and your left hand. Then simply cross over the tail end to your working end. You can hold the cross if you like, and then take the loop, get your index finger and your thumb here, and grab or just pinch the working end, then hold the tail and the working end together and hook the working end and pull. Okay, then pull the working yarn. Oh, and you can slip your finger out and put your crochet hook in, and you can increase the tension to a nice tension where your crochet hook can easily move and you can just start working your crochet stitches. So let's try that again, shall we? You have your yarn. If you want to practice, a little tip I have for some people is, if they're just getting started with slip knots, is simply tape down with some Scotch tape. The way you don't have to worry about it being all flimsy, and then you can give it a little pull while you're working on it. So again, give yourself about a palm's length, 3 inches in between your right hand and left hand, cross over. See, it helps that this is a little bit firm. Then while it's crossed out, you have a nice little loop here. See that? And this is crossed over. Then using your index and thumb finger, grab the working side of the yarn, hold the tail and the working side and pull. Then get the crochet hook, put it through the hole, and pull the working side of the yarn, okay? Whenever you do a slip knot, the side that controls the tension should always be the working side of the yarn. If you're pulling the tail to make it tense, it's not correct, because throughout the project, let's untape ourselves here. Throughout when you're doing any crochet project, the tension should always be controlled by the working side of the yarn. That's this side, the side that's connected to the ball of yarn. Okay, you should be able to control it like that. Okay, so we can do it one more time just for fun. Once again, get your length. It's about 3 inches. Cross over. You have a nice little loop here. You can hold that crossover. Index finger and thumb. Grab the working yarn, hold the 2 ends and pull. Then get your crochet hook and pull the working side of the yarn to make it tense so that it's workable. Okay, there you have it, folks. Congratulations. Now you have your slip knot. In this segment, I'm going to show you how to hold your yarn. Hold your yarn in the hand that is not holding your crochet hook. Now your yarn, the intention of the yarn with holding your yarn is that you're trying to create a degree of tension in the yarn that allows it to feed comfortably to your working hand so that you can crochet, but it's not too tight so that your stitches end up too tight or too loose so that it's flimsy while you're working with the yarn and you're crocheting. It's similar kind of like to a sewing machine. When you feed the yarn through a sewing machine, it creates a gentle tension so that the machine or you can manipulate it and do the work. So step by step, I'm going to take you through I hold my yarn. And this is the method I've used since I was a child. I find that it creates the right amount of tension for me, but I'll give you some options too so that you can decide what works best for you. You can also invent your own comfortable way of holding your yarn based on how it's most comfortable with your fingers and the way you tend to move. The way that I hold my yarn is I put the yarn, the working yarn, between my pinky and my ring finger. So I will put my pinky underneath it and I will put the yarn over my pinky, under my ring finger and my middle finger, and up and around my index finger. Then when I turn my hand around, I will be able to hold the yarn, and there's a nice gentle tension as it passes through my pinky and ring finger over the top of my index finger. Let's try that again, shall we? So over my baby finger, under my ring finger and middle finger, over my index finger, and when I turn my hand, I can just hold the yarn like this. Then it creates a nice gentle tension as I pull it, or as I work my yarn with eventually when we start crocheting. Alternatively, you can also wrap the yarn around your pinky, go over your fingers, and then down. I find it a little cumbersome because I feel it provides a little bit too much tension for me. I don't tend to be a very tense crocheter, so I don't like too much tension when it's passing through my fingers. With flimsier yarn, you might need a method where you wrap it around your baby finger and over your other fingers because the yarn might be flimsier. But with thicker gauge like this chunky yarn here, it already has a nice weight to it, so you don't necessarily need to do a whole bunch of different things to keep the tension. Another way to hold the yarn when it's a nice chunky gauge like this, it's almost like a no hold. You just, if you were working your yarn, you just kind of wrap it around your finger, don't even put it around your pinky, and you can just crochet with it like this. You skip the baby finger part and you just put it around your index finger so it just goes right over your index finger. That's another way to hold it. So here's what it'll look like when you're crocheting with the different styles that I've shown you. The first method would be through the baby finger, over the baby finger, under the ring finger, under the middle finger, and over the index finger. And then when you're crocheting, it would look like this. See how it would move nice and easily? The next method would be over the baby finger, wrap it around, go this is a lot of tension. And then the last way, simply over the ring finger. There you have it, 3 ways to hold your yarn. Okay, so that concludes today's tutorial. Don't forget to stay tuned and watch our other videos on handmaker advice and crocheting. Please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe below. Let us know what kind of patterns you might be looking for, because I would love to put more content out on keeping you creative. So until next time, have a happy, healthy crocheting life. Bye, friends.